10,000 is the number of shares and the application money is how much? Rupees 3 each. 10,000 into 3, 30,000 in the debit side and 30,000 in the credit side. Anyhow, you will record the transaction, that is a due entry. So what would be your due entry? Share allotment account data to share capital account. Next you will receive the amount, that is allotment amount. The number of shareholders is 10,000. They have all paid the amount except 2,000 shareholders fails to pay first and final call amount. Hello everyone, I am Harshita, lecturer, Department of Commerce, Vidhyaashram PU College, the Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. My dear students, today we are in the third session of chapter 1, that is from part B, Accounting for Share Capital. So already we have discussed few of the concepts, so let us quickly recall what we have discussed in a previous session. So in a previous session I have covered this topic, that is we have learnt all the theory part relating to this chapter. So as I told you in the previous session itself, it is a very important question for 12 marks. So in your 12 marks, that is from part C, you can expect a question on issue of shares, that is accounting for share capital. And even for 2 as well as 1 mark also, you can expect the theory question on this particular chapter. So let us quickly recall what we have discussed in a previous session. So I have discussed about the meaning of shares. So what do you mean by share? A share is a share in the share capital of the company. So a part of share capital which is being divided into number of small units, which is called as what? Shares. So already I have clearly explained with an example in a previous session. Next we have learnt about nature of shares and types of shares. So what are the various types of shares? Among that, we have discussed about equity shares and preference shares. So we have learned what is the meaning of equity shares and what is the meaning of preference shares. So these are the 2 important types of shares. Next, we have learned about share capital of a company. So what do you mean by share capital of the company and issue of shares and their accounting treatment? So how the shares has been issued and what are the accounting treatment relating to issue of shares? That is, we have seen the format of journal entry. So what are the entries that has to be recorded in the books of account while issuing the shares of a particular company? So already we have discussed those format. In today's session, we shall continue with 12 marks problem. So we shall learn, we shall see how the journal entries that has to be recorded for a 12 marks problem which will be asked in your examination. And my dear students, it is a very important questions for 12 mark. Okay, so in your part C, so there will be a definitely 12 mark question on issue of shares. So initially we shall go through the simple problem. Later on we shall see what are the problems that will be asked in your examination, that is board examination. Now go through the problem here. Excel Company Limited issued 10,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each. So what is the number of shares that has been issued by the company? That is 10,000 shares. And what is the value of each share? That is rupees 10 each. As I have told you in the previous session, there are various different stages in which this amount will be collected. That is, the value of each and every share will be collected through different stages. So what are the stages? We have application stage, then allotment stage, and the last stage is call stage. So these are the different stages in which this amount will be collected by the company. So all these information will be given in the problem here. Now go through the problem. So this 10 rupees has been collected 3 on application. So 10 rupees which will be collected through different stages, that is 3 on application, rupees 3 on allotment, rupees 2 on first call, and there is one more stage, that is 4th stage, that is rupees 2 per share on second and final call. So they have clearly given how this 10 rupees has been collected by the company. All the shares were fully subscribed and paid. Give journal entries in the books of the company. So we have to record the journal entries in different stages in the books of company. So as I told you, 3 on application, 3 on allotment, and rupees 2 on first call, and rupees 2 on second and final call. So the total amount is how much? 10 rupees. 3 plus 3, 6. 6 plus 2, 8. 8 plus 2, 10 rupees. So this is about the problem. Now, as I told you, there are different stages. So first we shall start with application stage. So if you see this application stage, 2 entries we have to pass here. So one entry is for receiving the application money. So first entry is to receive the application money. Next, transfer that application money to share capital account. So what are the 2 entries that have to be passed in application stage? One is to receive the application money, and the next one is transfer that application money to equity share capital account. Now go through the entries here. So first, how you have to begin the solution? Journal entries in the books of Excel Company Limited. So draw the format of journal. So what is the format? Date, particulars, ledger folio, debit rupees and credit rupees. So since they have not given the date, you are going to record the serial number. Okay. So as and when you will record the transaction, you will write the serial number. So in the application stage, as I told you, you have 2 entries. One is to receive and the next one is to transfer the application money into share capital account. So what is the first entry? When we receive the application money, what comes to you? Amount, right? So you will write it as bank account data to equity share application account, because we are recording entry in the application stage. First entry is to receive the application money. So bank account data to equity share application account. So write the narration being application money received on how many shares? What is the number of shares? That is 10,000 shares of rupees how much? Of rupees 3 each. That is the application money, rupees 3 each. Now, how to record the amount? 10,000 is the number of shares and the application money is how much? Rupees 3 each. 10,000 into 3, 30,000 in the debit side and 30,000 in the credit side. Now, the second entry is for what? Transfer the application money to share capital account. So, what is the entry? Anyhow, in your first entry, what you have done with share application? You have credited. Now, you are going to transfer that application money to share capital. Correct? So, what you have to do? Debit the application account. So, equity share application account data to where you are going to transfer? To share capital account, to equity share capital account. Write the narration being application money transferred to share capital account. Now, which amount you will record? So, the amount which is being received on application. So, what is the amount? 30,000. So, this 30,000 itself will be transferred to share capital account. Hope you are clear with the first stage, that is application stage. Now, come to the allotment stage. Allotment stage. Here also you have to record 2 entry. One entry is to record the due entry. Other one is to record the amount which is been received. Okay. So, what is the entry? First entry is for due entry and the next one is to receive the allotment money. So, your third entry, that is under allotment stage, your entry will be equity share allotment account data to equity share capital account. First, you will record the due entry, whatever the amount that has to come in the allotment stage, that you will record as a due entry. So, what is the entry? Equity share allotment account data to equity share capital account. Write the narration being allotment money due on 10,000 shares. That is the number of shares. And what is the allotment money? That is rupees 3 per share. So, how do you write? Being allotment money due on 10,000 shares of rupees 3 per share. So, this is a due entry. What is the due entry? Equity share allotment account data to equity share capital account. So, what would be the amount? 10,000 is the number of shares and the allotment money is 3. 10,000 into 3. So, how much you will get? That is 30,000. So, your due entry is done. Next, you are going to receive the allotment amount. Now what is your fourth entry? Receiving of allotment money. So what would be your entry? Bank account data to equity share allotment account, and this is a second stage where you are going to receive the amount. First, anyhow you will record the transaction, that is a due entry. So what would be your due entry? Share allotment account data to share capital account. Next you will receive the amount, that is allotment amount. So bank account data to equity share allotment account. So what would be the amount? 10,000 is the number of shares, and what is the allotment money? That is allotment money is rupees 3 per share. So 10,000 into 3, 30,000. Now coming to the next stage, that is a call stage. So here in the call stage, there may be either first call or any number of calls. So here in this problem they have given two call stage, whereas first call as well as second and final call. So in your first call you have two entry. One entry is the due entry and the next entry is to receive the amount. So first is due entry and the next entry is to receive the first call money. So what is the due entry? Equity share first call account data to equity share capital account. So what would be the narration? Being share capital money due on 10,000 shares at rupees 2 per share. So what is the number of share? 10,000 shares. And what is the first call money? That is 2 per share. So how do you write the entry? Equity share first call account data to equity share capital account, being first call money due on 10,000 shares. So 10,000 into 2, that is 20,000. Next, after recording due entry, you will receive the first call money. So what is your entry? Bank account data to equity share first call account. So bank account data to share first call account. So here they have clearly told that all the money has been duly received and it has been transferred. Correct? So here none of the shares are not being received. So all the share amount has been received. So what is the due amount? That is 20,000 amount on first call. So the same amount has to write here. That is because all the call money has been duly received. Now coming to the next call. That is we have one more call, second and final call. That is a stage, second and final call stage, where you have to record two entry. One is due, other one is receive entry. That is to receive the second and final call amount. So what is the entry for second and final call money due? So your entry will be equity share second and final call account data to equity share capital account, being share final call money due on 10,000 shares. Now let us see what is the final call amount. That is 2 per share. So what would be your amount then? 10,000 into 2, that is 20,000. So 10,000 into 2. So here you can write it as 10,000 into 2. So that will be 20,000 on second and final call money. So that is the due amount. Now received amount. So here clearly they have given all the shares have been duly received. So here also final call money have been received. So bank account data to equity share second and final call account, that is 10,000 into 2. Same this 20,000 you will record here. That is both debit and credit side, being share second and final call money received. So the problem is very simple. So you will be having different stages to receive the share amount. So first will be application stage, where you will record two entries. One is to receive the application money. Next, transfer that application money to share capital account. And the next stage is what? Allotment stage, where you will record two entry. One is due entry, other one is receive entry. Next, third and after that final call. So here the call stage, here also one is due entry, other one is receive entry. So this was a simple problem and it is a basic problem. So we shall see few more problems relating to this. Now coming to the next problem. So go through this: issue of shares at par with forfeiture and reissue. So this type of question will be asked for 12 marks in your examination. So hereafter we shall discuss about what type of questions they will ask in your examination. So this is a situation where they have issued the shares at par and we have forfeiture. So now what do you mean by forfeiture? Already we have discussed in a previous session. So there are few shareholders who will not pay any of the stage amount. That is, there are number of stages: application stage, allotment stage, as well as call stage. In any of the stages, there will be few shareholders who have not paid the amount. So those shares, which is called as what? Unpaid shares, will be cancelled. So that cancellation of unpaid shares is called as what? Forfeiture. So we have to record entry for forfeiture. Forfeiture means what? Cancellation of shares which is not been paid, and it will be reissued once again. So those cancelled shares will be reissued once again. So normally they will reissue at a discount which is lesser than the face value of shares. Suppose if the value of share is 10 rupees and it is been reissued at rupees 8. It means what? 2 rupees is what? That is discount. So this is a problem where they are going to issue shares at what? Par value, and they are going to forfeit the shares. They are going to cancel the shares and reissue the shares at discount. Now go through the problem so that you can clearly understand. Now X company limited issued 10,000 shares of rupees 100 each. Now they are issuing 10,000 shares, and what is the value of share? That is 100 each. The amount was payable as follows. Now let us see how this 100 rupees has been paid. So what are the different stages? Now 100 is the value of each shares. Now here they have clearly given rupees 10 per application. Now 10 is on application. So this is the first stage. Next, rupees 40 per share on allotment. So 40 is on allotment. So this is a allotment stage. And next what they have given, rupees 50 per first and final call. So rupees 50 on first and final call. So these are the different stages in which they are going to collect 100 rupees. So the 10 on application, 40 on allotment, and 50 on first and final call. All the shares were allotted and the money duly received. So here they have received everything except, so go through this word except. So they have, in the sense they have not received all the amount except on first and final call on 2,000 shares. So here the number of shareholders is 10,000. They have all paid the amount except 2,000 shareholders fails to pay first and final call amount. So here 2,000 shareholders fails to pay first and final call amount. The directors forfeited. Now those who have not paid the shares, that is 2,000 shareholders who have not paid first and final call, the directors have decided to forfeit their shares. In the sense they have decided to cancel those shares and reissued. Again they reissued that 2,000 shares at rupees 80 per share. So in the sense the par value of share is 100 rupees where they are going to reissue at rupees 80. In the sense what? 20 rupees is discount. So they are going to reissue at 20 rupees discount. As fully paid up, pass the journal entries. Now hope you are clear with the problem. So what you have to remember here, there are 10,000 shareholders of rupees 100 each, and that 100 has been divided into 3 stages. One is application of rupees 10, allotment of rupees 40 and 50 on first and final call. Now all the shares were duly received except 2,000 shareholders have not paid the first and final call money of rupees 50 each. And those who have not paid their shares, the directors have decided to cancel those shares and reissue at a discount, that is of rupees 80 each. So hope you are clear with the problem. Now we shall go through step by step. We shall record the journal entries. So first write the heading journal entries in the books of X Company Limited. As you all know, the first stage is what? Application stage. So application stage where we are having 2 entry. One is to receive the application money. So one is to receive the application money and the next one is to transfer the application money. So first record entry to receive the application money. So what is your entry? As I told you, they will not give the date in the problem. You are going to record the serial number in the date column. So first entry is what? Receiving of application money, bank account data to equity share application account. Now what is the number of shares? 10,000 shares. 10,000 shares, and what is application money? 10 each. So 10,000 into 10. So you'll get 1 lakh in the debit side and 1 lakh in the credit side. Next, write the narration being application money received on 10,000 shares of rupees 10 each. Hope you are clear with the first entry, that is receiving of application money. Next, you have to transfer that application money to equity share capital account. Correct? Anyhow, in your first entry, you have credited the application account. Now, debit that and transfer to share capital account. So, equity share application account data to equity share capital account. You will write the same amount here because all the shareholders have paid the application money. So, there is only one stage where they have not paid the amount, that is first time final call. We shall see later. Till then, all the amount has been duly received. So, equity share application account data to equity share capital account being application money transferred to share capital account. You will write the same amount, that is 1 lakh in the debit side and 1 lakh in the credit side. Now coming to the next stage, that is allotment stage. Now here also we have to record two entry. One is due entry, other one is receive entry, that is the amount which has been received on allotment. Now what is the due entry? Equity share allotment account data to equity share capital account. So this will be the due entry. Now what is the number of shares? 10,000 shares, and what is the allotment money? 40 rupees. 10,000 into 40. So how much you will get? That is 4 lakh in the debit side and 4 lakh in the credit side. Now what would be your narration? Being allotment money due on 10,000 shares at rupees 40 per share. So this will be the due entry. Now receiving. So in the allotment stage, all the shareholders have given the amount. In the sense, we have received all the amount in allotment stage. So what is your fourth entry? Bank account data to equity share allotment account. So you have received all the amount. So 10,000 into 40, that is 4 lakh. So 4 lakh in the debit side and 4 lakh in the credit side. So what would be a narration? Being allotment money received on 10,000 shares of rupees 40 each. Now we are done with two stages. Correct? Now come to the next stage, that is first and final call. First and final call, here you have to record two entry. One is due entry, other one is receive entry. Now what is the due entry for first and final call? So your entry will be equity share first and final call account data to equity share capital account. So this will be the due entry. Now what is the number of shares? 10,000. Now what is call money? So call money is how much? 50 rupees. So 10,000 into 50. Now here you are not going to deduct this 2,000. So in due entry, we are recording entry that how much has to come to the business. That is 10,000 into 50 rupees has to come into the business because there are number of shareholders is 10,000 and the value of final call is 50 rupees. 10,000 into 50. So what would be our entry? That is equity share first and final call account data to equity share capital account 10,000 into 50. So what would be our narration? Being share call money due on 10,000 shares of rupees 50 each. Now what would be our amount? That is 5 lakh and 5 lakh in both debit as well as credit side. After this, you have to record entry for what? That is receiving of first and final call money. Now here in this problem, whether all the first and final call money have been received? No. So there are 10,000 shareholders, out of which 2,000 shareholders fails to pay the first and final call money. In the sense, only 8,000 shareholders have paid the first and final call money. That is 10,000 minus 2,000. So only 8,000 shareholders have paid the first and final call money of rupees 50 each. So you are going to take only 8,000 because 2,000 shareholders have not paid the amount. So what would be your entry? Your journal entry remains same. Bank account data to equity share first and final call account. So why it is 8,000? As I told you, the number of share is 10,000, out of which 2,000 shareholders have not paid the amount. In the sense, 8,000 shareholders have paid the amount. So 8,000 into 50. So I'll get how much? 4 lakh. So what would be our narration? Being first and final call money received only on 8,000 shares of rupees 50 each. Or you can write, we have received only, being share first and final call money received on 8,000 shares and 2,000 shareholders have failed to pay the first and final call money. So this is the receiving of first and final call money. Now what to do with this 2,000 who have not paid? So the directors, they have clearly given in the question, the directors have decided to cancel those shares, that is forfeit those shares. Now what to do with that 2,000 shares where the shareholder have not paid the first and final call money? So we have to record the forfeiture entry. Now as I told you, forfeiture means what? Cancellation of shares which is not been paid. So here 2,000 shareholders have not paid first and final call money. So these 2,000 shares have to be cancelled. So for which the entry is what? Equity share capital account data to forfeited shares account to equity share first and final call account. Now why the entry is like that? So equity share capital account. So what amount you will put here? So 2,000 is a shares which is not been paid. So we are going to cancel those shares. And what is the value of share? That is 100 each. So 2,000 into 100 will go for equity share capital account, that is 2 lakh. 2, that is equity share capital account data, to forfeited shares account. So out of 100 rupees, how much we have actually received? So go through the problem here. So how much we have actually received? So we are going to cancel the 2,000 shares. So for not paying the first and final call money of rupees 50 each. In a sense, how much we have actually received? We have received application as well as allotment, that is of rupees 50 we have received and 50 we have not received in first and final call. That we have to credit. So how to write the entry then? To forfeited shares account, that is 2,000 into 50 which has been actually received. So that goes to forfeited shares account. Next, what we have not received, that will go for first and final call account. That is 2,000 into, in first and final call we have not received 50 rupees. 2,000 into 50. Equity share first and final call 2,000 into 50. So here it is 1 lakh and here it is 1 lakh. So hope you have understood the forfeiture entry. So what is the entry for forfeiture? Equity share capital account. So this is the entry for cancellation of shares. So equity share capital account, 2,000 shareholders have not paid the call money. So we are going to cancel his shares. So how much amount we had to get? 2,000 into 100, that is 100 per share. So 2,000 into 100, that is 2 lakh. But how much we have actually received? 2,000 into 50 rupees we have actually received in application as well as allotment. That goes for forfeited shares account. Next, which amount or how much amount we have not yet received on first and final call? That is 50 rupees. 2,000 into 50. So write the narration, being 2,000 shares forfeited for not paying first and final call money. So this will be the forfeiture or forfeited entry or forfeiture entry. Now coming to the next entry for reissue. So this entry is for forfeiture and the next entry is for what? Reissue. So what did the directors have decided? They have cancelled the shares. Again they have reissued that 2,000 shares at a discount of how much? That is 20 each. So if you see the problem here, they have told that the directors forfeited these shares and reissued at rupees 80 per share. In the sense, actual value was 100 rupees. They have reissued at 80. 20 rupees is what? Discount. So we have to record the entry for reissue. So go through the entry. Bank account data, forfeited shares account data to share capital account. Now what do you transfer to bank account? At what price they have been reissued? So 2000 into 80. That is how much? 1,60,000. Now since they have reissued at a discount, so it is a loss for the business. So that discount will be transferred to forfeited shares account. So for forfeited shares account, if the reissue is done at a discount, so that discount has to be transferred to forfeited shares account. So forfeited shares account, 2000 into 20 rupees is a discount. So 2000 into 20, that is 40,000. To share capital account. So what is the actual value of share? 100. 2000 into 100. That is how much? 2 lakh. So what is the entry for reissue? Bank account data. If it is reissued at a discount, then bank account data, forfeited shares account data to share capital account. Write the narration. Being 2000 shares or being 2000 forfeited shares reissued at a discount of rupees 80 each. So this will be the entry for reissue. Now the last entry, that is the 9th entry, is for what? So the amount which is there in the forfeited shares, it has to be transferred to capital reserve. Now what is the amount which is there in the forfeited shares? So here we have forfeited shares, how much? 1 lakh. And here we have 40,000. So 1 lakh minus 40,000. So 40,000, here there is 1 lakh. So 1 lakh minus 40,000. So that remaining amount has to be transferred to capital reserve. So what is the entry? Forfeited shares account data to capital reserve account. So 1 lakh minus 40,000, that is 60,000 and 60,000 in both debit and credit side. So what would be the narration? Being forfeited shares transferred to capital reserve. So only this much. This 9 entry you have to learn properly, then you can learn how the amount has to be transferred. So what is the amount that has to be recorded for each and every journal entry? Hope you are clear about these 9 journal entry. Normally in your question paper, they'll ask about or they'll ask this type of problem where it has been forfeited and again it has been reissued at a discount. So you can go through this problem, learn all these 9 journal entry, so that you can clearly identify where the amount has to be recorded. So hope you are clear with this problem. So in my next session, we shall solve few more problems on issue of shares. So as I told you, hereafter we are going to discuss 12 marks problem which will be asked in your question paper. So my dear students, hope you have understood today's session. See you all in my next session with a new problem. Till then, take care. Thank you.